Una estrella del fútbol estadounidense renuncia al sueño americano para abrazar el alma de México con todo el corazón.
It's difficult to be away from my family, but the people here make it very easy to love my life here. I have great friends on the team, and my boyfriend's here, and I really love the culture in Mexico, and, the food, everything. I really feel very comfortable here, and it makes it a lot easier for me to be away.
Sarah Luebbert deja atrás a Estados Unidos y se rinde ante la pasión, la cultura y el sabor que solo México puede ofrecer. Su decisión no fue casualidad, fue el resultado de una conexión profunda con la gente, la afición y la intensidad de la Liga MX Femenil. Lo que dijo sobre los mexicanos y su regreso a las Águilas del América está dando de qué hablar en todo el continente. En este video te contaremos por qué esta talentosa jugadora decidió volver a México y lo que verdaderamente piensa de su gente, su comida y su fútbol. Descubre cómo vive su día a día, por qué se ha convertido en una figura querida y qué revela sobre el impacto de la afición mexicana, incluso estando en suelo estadounidense. Quédate hasta el final para conocer a fondo esta historia que va más allá del deporte. Dale like y comenta la palabra Sarah. Cuando un extranjero se siente más cómodo en otro país que en el suyo, no estamos hablando solo de adaptación, estamos hablando de conexión auténtica con la cultura y su gente.
It's difficult to be away from my family, but the people here make it very easy to love my life here. I have great friends on the team, and my boyfriend's here, and I really love the culture in Mexico, and, the food, everything. I really feel very comfortable here, and it makes it a lot easier for me to be away. Yes. It's difficult to say no, but it also, I don't know, I guess it was, the decision came easy for me because it's such a great club, it's such a big club, and it's somewhere that I feel very lucky to be at. So when the opportunity came for me to return, I couldn't say no.
El Club América no solo recluta talento, construye hogares para quienes llegan con el corazón abierto. Sarah no solo volvió por fútbol, volvió por pertenencia.
I like to think that I bring energy to the games, that I am always a hard worker, that that the fans know that I'm out there working for them, that the club knows that I'm proud to wear the crest and to represent this club. And yeah, I think it's more about the culture that the club stands for. I try to mirror that whenever I play.
Que una jugadora reconozca que trabaja para la afición demuestra que el fútbol femenil en México no es solo espectáculo, es entrega, identidad y orgullo compartido.
I would say thank you for your support. I feel really lucky to be a part of this team, and it's the club. I think that the fans support so much. It's Club America that they love, and it is an honor whenever they feel like they want me back here, which is, it's great to see, but I think it's really more about the club and the team. They just want to see the club succeed and us to win. So yeah, I have to be. No, I don't expect it at all. I don't really. I don't know. I try to enjoy it as much as I can and be thankful for it, but it's not something you gotta expect. I just try to go out on the field and do my best and play the best I can for my teammates.
Hablar de recursos y evolución en la Liga MX Femenil es hablar de un fenómeno que está dejando de ser promesa para convertirse en potencia continental.
I think that the team continues to get better every season. The football is continuing to get better. The resources that the club is investing are greater every year. So I think, as long as we stay humble and we just keep working hard and working to win, that good things will come to us.
Un buen entrenador no solo mejora el juego, potencia la visión y ambición de quienes entrenan con él. Sarah lo sabe y por eso busca ser su mejor versión en México.
We haven't had a ton of conversations yet. It's my third day with the team. We had one meeting and he expressed that he was excited to have me here, and obviously I'm excited to be here. And I look forward to our professional relationship and everything that we'll be able to work on together. I really believe that he will be able to help me become a better footballer, which is what I really want. I want to be the best footballer I can be. And I think he will help with that and the resources that the club provides.
No se trata solo de ganar una copa, se trata de construir, día a día, un legado de esfuerzo y disciplina. Así se forjan los equipos campeones.
I hope that, it will have been a good season. 6 months is about the end of the tournament. I guess 6 months, I hope we're still playing, by the end of May. But yeah, I think whenever 6 months comes around, I just want to be able to look back on the season knowing that I gave my all and that I made the most out of every single day.
And you get the cup.
With the cup, of course, that's always what we're working towards. That's what every team is working towards. So I think it's important that we as a team remember that we can achieve, anything, but we can't forget to do all the small things. We can't just look to and expect that that's going to come to us. We have to come in and work every day, even whenever it's hard, even whenever we're exhausted and, you feel like you can't run anymore. You have to give everything at training, Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to have you here. You have been such a crucial part of your team's attack. You've scored 3 goals and notched an assist in Champions Cup play alone, and it's so fun to watch you play. You look relentless, you look fast out there, and it feels like anytime you're in the box, the ball's gonna go in the back of the net. But you didn't start your pro career in Liga MX, so I want to talk a little bit about how you found yourself in the Club America kit and living in Mexico. You're originally from Jefferson City, Missouri, and after a college career at the University of Missouri, you joined the Chicago Stars for the 2020 Challenge Cup and part of 2021, but then you went out on loan to Club America. So I'm really curious, how did this move come about? Can you talk us through some of those early conversations?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, basically I was in Chicago. I signed a 3-year contract there. And the first year was during COVID, so it was Challenge Cup. And then the following year, I just wasn't playing a lot of minutes, which was not surprising to me, honestly, because the team that the Red Stars at the time were stacked. And so actually the head coach for Club America at the time was Craig Harrington, who had a close relationship with Rory Dames, who was the head coach of the Red Stars. They thought it would be a good opportunity for me to come and get some minutes, get some experience playing professional soccer down here. When I got here, I did not have really any expectations. Everything that's happened since then has completely exceeded my expectations, but I'm really happy with how everything's worked out.
It's such a cool story, and I actually feel like there aren't a ton of stories I've heard of NWSL players and Liga MX players going on loan back and forth. I think that's kind of like an undervalued thing in club football right now, where going on loan is such a great resource, but I don't feel like it happens a ton of the time, especially over here in North and Central America. I did read that when you arrived to Club America, you were only the club's 2nd foreign player. Were you nervous to leave America, to go to a new country? Didn't you have to make the decision really quickly?
I was nervous, yes. Basically, it was I remember it was a Friday when Rory came up to me and said, hey, there's this opportunity in Mexico. And my first thought was, what? This came out of left field. I was so surprised. And he basically was like, I need your decision by the end of the weekend. And so I was like, oh wow. So I just started calling as many, my college coach and trying to find connections to people who have lived in the city, who've lived in Mexico, who knew anything about the league, that they could tell me things. And honestly, actually my brother was the one who was Club America is a huge club. They're an incredible club. And he was telling me all about it and hyping them up, and that made me really excited. But yeah, it did come about pretty quickly, honestly, in the end. But yeah, I agree. I think it's the loan and everything went really well for me. Obviously I really enjoyed it and ended up coming back. My growth from whenever I left Chicago to returning to Chicago, I really felt like I had grown as a player. I had grown in my fitness. I had so much more experience. I think my first year in the NWSL, I was so nervous because I was playing against such amazing players, and I really had that performance anxiety and stuff. And but getting to come here and play here and have so many good experiences and playing in front of huge crowds here, I was able to go back to the NWSL and feel more comfortable, and I could, I don't know, shoot my shot and play a little more.
Yeah, it's such an incredible story. I'm so glad that you're mentioning that putting you out on loan gave you more confidence, gave you more minutes. And I feel like, and we're going to get to this in a little bit, when you did return to Chicago, you had an awesome season. You were an important player for the team. Going back to the decision, had you ever been to Mexico City before?
No, never to Mexico City. I had been to like resorts in Cancun with my family on vacation. It was so funny. The first season I was here, some of the girls would ask me if I had been to Mexico before, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been to Cancun, and but like just like in the resorts. And one of my teammates was like, that's not Mexico. Like, you've never been to Mexico.
I know.
Yeah.
I love hearing you say that. It seems like such an important part of the Liga MX story and the Club America story is that the club is pushing its players to be the very best, but the fans have high expectations, the club has high expectations, but you're set up to succeed. As opposed to, I think we've all played for teams where the expectation's really high, but the ceiling isn't quite as high because you're not given the resources or the opportunity even to fulfill your true potential. So I'm really inspired hearing you say that. And you mentioned this final that you all recently lost. That was between Club America and Pachucas in the Clausuras final. We know that Pachucas walked away with the title of Liga MX champions. They won 3-2 on aggregate. But I think I'm curious, besides making it all the way to the final, what else about this season are you really, really proud of your team for?
I would say our consistency. I think that we put together, it's hard saying this, but almost a complete tournament, because I would say that maybe there were a few halves or 30 minutes where we didn't play so good, but I think that throughout the course of the season, we've been very consistent, and that was one of our objectives at the beginning of the season, to be more consistent, to take first place in like the normal season, which we did for the first time. I think what's really hard is that we were outplayed in one game, but it was the first game of the final, and it was hard for us to come back from that. And so I think, it's still something to be proud of. It's something to learn from. It's something that we'll just have to keep a chip on our shoulder and go back to work. Obviously, first, now we have Concacaf, so it's something else to focus on. It's another trophy to start to focus on and to try to win. But yeah, after, we'll have our off season after that, and then just have to go back to work and keep trying to put together, consistent seasons and not letting it down for any game.
Yeah, definitely. It's a perfect transition, really, because I do want to talk a little bit more about what you have coming up, the semifinals of the Concacaf Champions Cup. And this is the very first iteration of this new women's soccer tournament. Games began in 2024 between teams from North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. The tournament will also serve as a qualifier for the future FIFA Women's Club World Cup, as well as the FIFA Women's Championship Cup. What does it mean to you, Sarah, as a player who was kind of already breaking boundaries, leaving the NWSL, going to play in Liga MX, to now compete in this new international tournament against some teams that you're actually kind of familiar with?
I'm really excited. I'm honestly really excited to get to represent, to get to be with America at the tournament, but also to get to represent Mexico in the Liga MX, because I think the league is underrated, and I think that it's growing so much every year. I think the whole CONCACAF tournament is incredible. It's a really cool experience to get to see new places, meet new people, and just kind of push the women's game and keep, so that we can continue to improve and grow. Yeah, I'm really excited.
That's so exciting. I know you were named to the tournament's best 11 for the group stage. How did that make you feel to be recognized on that level as you head into this knockout round?
I think it's exciting. It's an honor, definitely, to be on the best 11, but I think it also is, I think that so far we've put in really good performances as a team, and it hasn't really just been like a few individuals like doing their thing. It's been us as a team, like pushing ourselves, fighting for each other, and putting together like solid performances. And so I think I feel more proud that what we've done like as a club, as a team, to get to this point.
Incredible. So you're going to be playing against Gotham FC in a semifinal, and then on the other side of the bracket is Tigres, which is another Liga MX club, and the Portland Thorns. I was really curious, like, as you head into these games, possibly against some NWSL teams with your experience in the NWSL, is your team like asking you for scouting tips? Like, is anybody asking you what you think is going to happen, who to look out for?
No, they haven't. I honestly, like, we've played several friendlies and then obviously the Concacaf and even the Summer Cup against NWSL teams. So I think that we feel not like comfortable. Obviously, it's going to be a really, really hard game. But I think it's something where, you know, playing the Wave last season, playing BFC, playing Angel City, like, we have experience playing against NWSL teams and we can draw confidence from that. But we also know that if we don't put out the best version of ourselves, it's going to be really hard. So but yeah, I think though I think we have our coaches focusing on the analysis and things, and we're just trying to get ready for another final or for the semis.
Definitely. Well, just a couple more questions for you. This has been so great to get to know you a little bit better. For our American fans who might be watching Club America for the first time in these games coming up, are there any players you think we should be aware of from your team? Any exciting rookies or leaders, or maybe one of your favorite teammates to play with?
I would say there's Scarlett Cambreros. She was playing in the NWSL for a while and did really great there. She's an exciting player to watch. Irene Guerrero is a world champion with Spain, so she's also super exciting. And I would say Monse, number 19, Salvador. She's a really exciting young player to watch as well. She's been having an amazing season, but yeah, honestly, everybody. I feel bad only saying 3, but yeah, I think there's a lot of players on the team that are really exciting to watch in every single line. So
I love how highly you speak of your teammates and of your club, and I think that it like reminds me of the best situations, like when I was on a good team and I love my teammates. Hearing you speak about your team in this way like reminds me of that. So I'm finding myself like really rooting for you and rooting for your team. I just have one more question for you. I really admire what you've done with your career. I feel like you took this big risk. You moved to a new country and a new league because they were offering you this opportunity to do what you wanted to do, and that was just play the game. You're having so much success, and as the global women's game continues to grow and get bigger thanks to tournaments like this Concacaf Champions Cup that are showcasing different teams and leagues, I guess what hopes do you have for future players who are also willing to take chances and follow their dreams?
I have really high hopes for the women's game in general. I think we see it growing every single year. It's really, really cool to be a part of this. And I would just say, you know, for every player, like, just that you can make your own path, and sometimes opportunities come and projects come along that really excite you. And I would just say to continue taking risks and going out of your comfort zone. I guess that would be my hope, that people keep stepping out of their comfort zone and finding new ways to push themselves, whether it's, you know, in a different country, in a really competitive league, in a really competitive team. Because I think that those are the things that have helped us get to this point, and so we just need to continue doing them.
Well, I am so excited for you. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with the Concacaf Champions Cup. Sarah, I really love chatting with you, so thank you so much for being here.
El fútbol es presente. Las grandes temporadas no se planean en el calendario, se construyen en cada entrenamiento, en cada sacrificio que no se ve. Sarah Luebbert representa una nueva generación de futbolistas extranjeras que no solo vienen a competir, vienen a integrarse, a crecer y a dejar huella.